Now, for the life of me, I cannot figure out why Tiffany Henyard isn't in jail. She blatantly stole money, misappropriated funds, didn't give a damn about how anybody felt. She became enemy number one to the people who she was supposed to serve. Hell, I'm even sick of it. And I'm not even in or from Chicago or the Illinois area. Hell, I'm in Georgia. I got tired of hearing about her. I got tired of seeing her looking like a fool. So obviously she's done something else. She's in the news. Poetic Flacco has made a video. So we're gonna review this video. Let's check out what this idiot has done now. Let's go.
Scamming City Girl Mayor, ex-mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard is back. I'm not sure if you guys remember her. We made a lot of videos about her in 2024 before she lost her seat and got voted out as mayor after essentially stealing all the people's money. If you guys don't remember her, let me just catch you up, okay? So this woman became mayor of, I think, Dalton Township in Illinois. And the second she became mayor, she began spending these folks' money like it was going out of style, man. Buying luxury SUVs for herself, taking $100,000 trips.
Flew in nationally known R&B singer Keke Wyatt to headline the Taste of Thornton Township last month. There were other performers, plus daytime events for kids. But given the fury over Tiffany Henyard's spending, we were curious what the event cost. WGN Investigates obtained the bills through open records laws. They show Keke Wyatt was paid $30,000 for a 30-minute performance. Rapper Jay Holiday made $20,000 for a half-hour set. Other costs, including comedians, bounce houses, staff, and equipment, add $35,000. Meaning this single-day event cost South suburban taxpayers more than $85,000.
The worst part about wasting the city's money like that is only 65 people showed up.
I was flabbergasted. I was pissed off. That's my money. That's the people's money.
That was a flop. It might have been approximately 65 to 70 people there.
We out here in Taste of Thornton. Air keep raining, but it's still going on. Right now they got the comedians up there.
Look at it. Nobody's out there. 85,000.
Air keep raining, but it's
85,000 spent for that. They let you know the people not rocking with you. You got these high-end performers paying $85,000 just on performances, and nobody's there to see the performance. That is a shame. The people have spoken.
Still going on. Right now they got the comedians up there.
When she says they got the comedian up there, you could look and see nobody was out front. The comedians were performing, but nobody was there watching. But, her spending didn't just stop at community events. Because all it is, to be honest, I've seen it as self-promotion, right? She plastered her face on all these events. But then she began to spend, money on herself personally that had nothing to do with community events or something for the community.
But what she rarely publicizes are her travels, trips frequently paid for by taxpayers.
If you want to have a good time, spend your own dime.
Despite being a trustee, this is the first time Tammy Brown has been able to see the village's credit card statements, records we had to get through a judge's order.
When you see things like this, it's like a punch in the gut.
Last January, we told you Tiffany Henyard and her entourage racked up more than $67,000 in travel-related charges in just 5 months. But that's just what was charged to Thornton Township credit cards, where she's the supervisor. When you add in what was billed to Dalton, trips for Mayor Henyard and her entourage cost taxpayers more than $100,000. We questioned Henyard about travel last fall.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges.
Look at her. Look how you can tell she's not serious. You're not supposed to take nobody like this serious at all. Somebody said she looked like Lil Wayne. I can kind of see the resemblance. But why would you take her serious, man? Man, I can't. You know what? Let's go.
Sorry for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
They were flying first class, having filet mignon, throwing parties, while people were back home in one of the poorest neighborhoods in Illinois, starving, right, having their utilities turned off.
How things were done in Dalton is costing taxpayers dearly. Records we obtained show the village leased 3 luxury SUVs for Henyard's use at a cost to residents of more than $374,000. Back to those Dalton credit cards. They include nearly $25,000 charged in 5 months without explanation to places like Walmart, Target, and Jewel. There was $5,000 spent at local restaurants and Uber Eats. And Tiffany Henyard's personal photographer charged the village $3,400.
She got paid over like $300,000 a year. Just outrageous. The people ultimately voted her out, though. Like, once it was time to vote her out, she got voted out. She didn't go down without a fight. She screamed foul. You know, she screamed that it was illegal how they did her, et cetera, et cetera. But eventually she got voted out. A federal investigation started and is still ongoing at this particular moment. They had like I think Mayor Lightfoot, who came in and investigated it and found that, you know, there was some illegal spending going on. So ultimately, this is a disgraced, scamming ex-mayor. But who would think that she'll be doing interviews in 2025 and trying to rewrite history? I just watched her interview with the Big Facts Network, and I'll be real with y'all, Brad. This is one of the most delusional people I've ever seen. And surprise, surprise, she has transitioned to MAGA once the Democratic grift hasn't worked out.
Left, right, okay, whatever.
Right.
But no one's coming with facts. People just talking because they don't like someone. I want people this time around to actually go do your research. Then you can speak with facts and not fiction.
Well, one thing that I've heard from a lot of people is that a lot of people are saying that people keep voting for Democrats or keep voting Democrat, but the Democrats aren't doing anything for the Black community.
That's true.
So
I lived it. That's true.
You lived it. You mean
I lived it.
Yeah, you lived it because you were the Democrat that got elected by the people on promises and ain't do a goddamn thing. I thought Tiffany was going to be honest for the first time in her life. Like coming to find out, I was 100% wrong.
Because I am a Democrat. I ran as a Democrat. And if you go check my voting record, that's what I always pull, a Democrat ballot. And Democrats really need some help. And I'm here to say it proudly that a lot of them don't belong in the seats that they're in. Residents have to really research them and stop listening because they say they're a Democrat don't mean they for you. They're normally for themselves. You have to really pay attention and change the narrative that we see right now.
This conversation is like Jeffrey Epstein teaching sex ed in school. Imagine bringing Jeffrey Epstein for him to explain, hey, you can't go to creepy houses. There are old men there who are going to try to take advantage of you. You can't drink too much when you go certain places because these creepy old men are going to try to take advantage of you. You know, yes, he knows it because he did it. This woman is saying they're all...
I understand. I don't see how anybody can take us serious. Or a lot of these, I'm going to be honest, a lot of these female mayors, look at them. Lori Lightfoot, you had Keisha Lance-Bottom here in America, in Atlanta, running the city into the ground. You had Karen Bass in LA. A lot of these women mayors are doing horrible jobs. I'm just going to be honest about it. I don't know if they're DEI hires or what, but a lot of these, and especially Tiffany Henyard, like I say, the fact that they haven't brought up any charges on her is crazy. Let there been Kwame Kilpatrick or something. They'd put him under the jail for less than what she even did. Obviously blatantly doing. But hey, it's the woman's world we in, huh?
For themselves. Who's all for themselves more than a woman who spent $100,000 on trips, who spent $85,000 on parties where her face is plastered everywhere so people know this is for her and it's a self-promotion tool? Who's more for themselves than somebody who spent over $300,000 on luxury vehicles for themselves, even though they're one person? Yo, this lady is cuckoo. But the delusion doesn't stop here. Yo, she continues, and as she speaks, all I keep telling myself is this one big old joke? Because as she speaks, you begin to quickly find out she did literally everything she's advising against.
right.
because right now Republicans are doing a good job to me. This is my opinion.
No, everybody got their own. Everyone has their own opinion.
What, when, where? I'm only speaking because I lived it. By me being a Democrat, and my very own is the ones that was attacking me. Right. They're Democrats.
Right.
So make it make sense. And then once they got the seat, they did nothing for the people. So,
and you mean to see back home where you're
back
from?
home in Illinois. Okay. In Illinois, yes.
Her explanation for why she don't consider herself one of those bad Democrats who took the seat and didn't do nothing for the people. So Tiffany thinks that, I guess because she did a food drive, again with her face plastered all over the food drive on the bags, to let people know this is her. She's the one doing this for them, even though she's taking the taxpayer money to do it. So her reasoning for why she believes she did something for the people is she put on food drives while at the same time spending hundreds of thousands of dollars of the people money on themselves. That's like somebody stealing your wallet with $1,000 in it. They return your wallet and give you back $50, and they say, y'all are not ungrateful? Who do you know has ever returned your wallet back with $50? Who do you know has ever returned your wallet and gave you $50? Me, I did that. But you stole the wallet and took my $1,000. What you mean? That's exactly what this is. You stole a couple $100,000 and you were bragging about giving these people turkeys, yams, and stuffing.
Tiffany Henyard, the type of person that'll steal your money and help you look for it. Steal your wallet and help you look for it, be looking high. Did you look over here? You look over there? She that kind of person, man. I can tell.
And I have a song called Standing on Business, my book. And I have a song called To Feed the People.
To feed the people.
Yes. So they're starving the people and feeding the board. My song goes, I'm starving the board, I'm feeding the people. And that's what I did. I've always fed the people. You put the people first,
right?
You will always succeed.
Right. Before you got here today, I was doing my research on you, and I seen you back home doing a food drive.
Yes.
And when she said she was feeding the people, Miss Ma'am was really out there feeding people. And just to back her up a little bit, you said that the political figures here don't have their boots on the ground. I will say, I saw her boots on the ground, honey. She was handing out eggs, turkeys. Like, you didn't have your assistants out there. I didn't see no volunteers. I didn't even see no security. I don't know if you had security, and then it was lines of cars. It looked like thousands of cars that pulled up.
Either way, why she began to answer that security question and then stop is because she spent the most money I think any mayor has ever spent on security and the police. So Tiffany Henyard had a private security like from the police force. So the city's police that's already understaffed was having 5 to 6 police officers follow Tiffany around 24/7 around the clock, even waiting outside of her home. Bro, one police officer I think had about like 30 hours, like 30 overtime hours on one paycheck. Tiffany Henyard apparently cost the taxpaying citizens hundreds of thousands of dollars in police salary because she felt like her life was in danger.
Nah, I think it was way more than 30 hours. I think it was like 100 hours, 100 plus maybe even. It was way more than 30 hours of extra overtime.
She felt like she wasn't safe because after she stole the people's money, it got national attention and people were coming to do stories on her. And because she didn't want to answer their questions or she wanted to kind of like shoot them off, she had the police chief assign her multiple police officers to follow her around and wait outside of her home as the mayor. Which is why as soon as this election was over, she got out of town and ran to Atlanta.
Right, it is. We feed thousands of people every year. We have the largest food pantry in the state of Illinois. And basically now that people have taken over the food pantry, now they're not feeding the people.
No.
They only giving a turkey. When you came and ate from me, your super mayor, I gave you greens, beans, potatoes, yams, you name it, it's in the box. But now they're suffering. And that hurts my heart because that's not what public service stands for. It's all about giving back and making a way for those that can't make a way. And then making sure that people understand how to grow from where they are. Right. Because a lot of people are content with staying where they are. And I'm not. I always want growth. You should learn something every single day. You're never too old, too young to learn something new.
Have you reached out to the people that took when you stepped down, did somebody take over the pantry back in Illinois?
Well, I didn't step down. I lost my seat over in Illinois, and basically it's a different person that stole the election. So all the stuff that I will say this about Trump, that Trump states fake news, election rigging, stealing seats, it is happening. Because it's happening in Illinois. And I was right there to see it at the caucus in December of 2024, where a person came and stole the election. They didn't even let the people in to vote.
What?
Yes, it was voter suppression. That is worse. The news covered it. They saw it all, but guess what? No one did anything. People signed affidavits saying they wanted their vote to count. Did not count, and that person just stole the seat.
Those are very shocking revelations. So,
yes.
What can we do about that?
Well, the people got to stand up. They got to take the stands, and they can't go mute. They have to come together as a whole, not just 1, 2, 3, 100, 200. It has to be thousands of people to take a stance against corruption, against election rigging. Mm-hmm. That's why it's a lot of things that Trump say. He's right on. Right on.
How's she gonna be talking about somebody take a stand against corruption when you're one of the most corrupt of all times? The audacity of you. You need to take a stand against corruption, and that's what you do. Be corrupt and steal and misappropriate funds, but got the audacity to take a stand.
Right, because I've seen it and I lived it.
I want to go back a little bit about the stealing of the seats back home. So you're saying the person who's in office now back in your city where you came from, you don't think he got that position fair and square?
And I know he did not get that seat square. Fair and square. Okay. I know that for a fact because my name was part of being chosen as the supervisor and several other people that want to put their name in the hat. A caucus. A caucus is where people go and they have one day where the residents come out and they can vote for who they want to place on the ballot. That's how they used to do it way back yonder. Right. And now they brought that same thing back and they had people in the building that was not registered to vote, did not live in Thornton Township, and basically they was in there voting. And that's what I mean by what Trump's saying is true. That is happening in the Democrat Party.
She got her own medicine delivered to her, to be honest. Like when she was spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on overtime pay for her security and $300,000 on SUVs, wasting the people's money. What'd she say? Well, it's legal, right? It's legal. Like, call it a waste, but it's legal. So, yeah, it's again, a caucus is legal. Like, they could still do a caucus. Now, it's rare to do, but this was, to me, an extraordinary circumstance, bruh. This lady had to go. People wanted her gone by all means necessary. So they did a caucus where people of the community, right, the people who lived there, the residents, they came and they voted that they wanted this guy as the Democratic nominee. So people could use a caucus to determine who the Democratic nominee or Republican nominee is, right? That's not a strange thing. It is rare, but it's not illegal, right? Nonetheless at all. But y'all let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think of Tiffany, man?
All right, man. In conclusion, of course she will make her way down here to Atlanta, the home of the scammers. I mean, she'll fit right in with a fellow city girls down here, so. But yeah, hopefully she don't get into politics down here. I think I saw Shay Jackson do a video on her saying something about she had a clothing store down here. I don't know how. Well, I think he showed evidence that she does have a clothing store down here. So maybe she probably trying to run some kind of scam roof with that. Most likely, you know how Tiffany get down. She ain't gonna not scam and get down on the people. So, follow Poetic Flacco anyway. But in case you don't, go to Poetic Flacco channel, give him a follow. I'm gonna leave the link to his channel in the description box and give this video a like if you can, and help me get my numbers up and subscribe to my channel if you can. All right, peace. I'll catch y'all in this video.